Beloved soul, before this message unfolds, pause for a moment and recognize that you did not arrive here by accident. If this title caught your attention, it is because heaven has already been whispering your name. Take a second right now to like this video, because your like helps this angelic message reach the exact hearts it was meant for. Subscribe to the Anointed Encouragement channel and turn on notifications so you receive daily words of angels that bring clarity, peace, and hope. And comment below with the words, "I am open to receive," because your spoken agreement matters more than you realize. Today's message is titled, Angels Say God Told Them About You. This is the letter they never sent. What you are about to hear is deeply personal, gently revealing, and spiritually intimate. There is something unsaid, something unfinished, and something still alive in the spiritual realm concerning you. God has spoken your name in places you could not hear. Angels have been assigned to carry truth, timing, and understanding between hearts. This message is about a letter that was never written, never sent, yet fully known by heaven. Stay with me, because what is revealed today may explain the silence, the distance, the sudden emotions, and the unexplainable pull you have been feeling. There are moments when God speaks to people about someone they cannot reach. Moments when words remain trapped in the heart, but truth is released in prayer. The angels say God told them about you during one of those moments. This letter was not written with pen and paper, but with intention, emotion, and spiritual awareness. It carries everything they never knew how to say, everything they were afraid to admit, and everything they hoped you would somehow understand without explanation. God allowed this silence not to punish either of you, but to protect timing. Some words are too powerful to be spoken before hearts are ready to receive them. The angels reveal that this person often thought about reaching out. They replayed conversations in their mind, imagined what they would say, and even rehearsed apologies or confessions they never delivered. But each time, fear stepped in. Fear of rejection, fear of misunderstanding, fear of reopening wounds. God saw this struggle. Instead of forcing communication, He redirected those unsent words upward. What they could not say to you, they said to God, and God listened. This is why you may have felt emotional waves without context. Sudden sadness, warmth, longing, or peace that came out of nowhere. These were not random feelings. They were spiritual echoes. When someone prays deeply about you, your spirit often senses it before your mind understands it. The angels say this letter carries acknowledgement. Acknowledgement of your value, your patience, your kindness, and the impact you had on their life. Even if they never told you directly, heaven recorded it. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 139:2-2, "You perceive my thoughts from afar." God perceived their thoughts about you long before they found the courage to face them. Nothing you offered was unseen. Nothing you gave was wasted. And nothing you meant was forgotten. The angels say one of the reasons this letter was never sent is because both of you were in different emotional seasons. You may have been ready for truth while they were still hiding from it, or they may have been awakening while you were healing. God does not force synchronization, He cultivates it. He waits until both hearts can hear the same truth without distortion. This unsent letter contains regret, but not the kind rooted in shame. It is the regret of realization, the kind that comes when someone finally understands what they almost lost. They see you differently now, not through confusion, but through clarity, not through fear, but through appreciation. God revealed to them the significance of your presence and the depth of the connection. The angels want you to know that silence does not always mean indifference. Sometimes it means internal war. Sometimes it means someone is learning to confront themselves. And sometimes it means God is still writing the next chapter. This letter was paused, not erased. The Bible speaks to this hidden process in Lamentations 3:26. It's good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. Waiting quietly does not mean nothing is happening. It means God is working beneath the surface right now. God is preparing understanding on both sides. You may have questioned your worth because of the silence. You may have wondered if you imagined the connection. The angels say you did not imagine it. What you felt was real. What you gave was received. What you meant was understood, even if it was never acknowledged out loud. Another reason this letter remained unsent is because God needed to heal perception. There were misunderstandings, assumptions, and unspoken fears that would have distorted the message if delivered too early. God protects truth by delaying expression. He ensures that when words are finally spoken, they land in fertile soil, not defensive ground. The angels reveal that this letter includes gratitude. Gratitude for your patience. Gratitude for your compassion. Gratitude for the way you showed love without demanding anything in return. These things were noticed, even if they were never affirmed. The Bible confirms this unseen acknowledgement in Hebrews 6-10. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown Him as you have helped His people. God did not forget what you poured into this connection, and He did not allow it to be meaningless. This message is not here to reopen wounds. It is here to bring closure where confusion lived and hope where uncertainty lingered. The angels say whether this letter is eventually spoken aloud or remains part of a spiritual exchange, its purpose is already being fulfilled. It has softened hearts, it has shifted perspectives, and it has aligned timing. Right now, God is asking you to release the need for immediate answers. Trust that truth unfolds at the pace of readiness, not urgency. What is meant to be revealed will be revealed. What is meant to be restored will be restored. And what is meant to be released will be released with peace, if your heart feels stirred as you listen. That is confirmation. This message is touching something real. And the angels are not finished speaking yet. The angels are now opening the deeper meaning of this unsent letter, and what God revealed to them about you in the quiet moments you never witnessed. This letter speaks less about regret and more about awakening. It reveals the moment they finally understood who you were in their life, and why your presence lingered even after silence took over. God showed them the truth gently, not to overwhelm them, but to awaken responsibility. They began to realize that you were not just a season, not just comfort, not just familiarity. You were alignment. The angels say, this realization did not come suddenly. It unfolded slowly through reflection, prayer, and moments of loneliness that forced honesty. God often speaks loudest when distractions fall away. In those quiet spaces, your name surfaced repeatedly, not with chaos, but with clarity. They began to see how your patience mirrored grace, how your consistency reflected stability, and how your absence revealed the depth of what you meant. This letter contains an admission they struggled to face. They underestimated the connection when it was present, not because they did not care, but because they were not fully aware. Spiritual blindness is not always intentional. Sometimes it is developmental. God allowed time to pass so insight could mature. The angels reveal that this person wrestled internally with timing. They asked God why you came into their life when you did, why the connection felt intense yet unresolved, and why your impact remained even without communication. God answered them with truth rather than comfort. He showed them that some connections are sent to awaken growth before they can become destinations. The Bible speaks to this awakening in Proverbs 22:5. The purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. God drew out what was hidden in their heart, and what surfaced was respect, recognition, and a deeper understanding of you. This unsent letter also carries vulnerability. It speaks of fear they never admitted, fear of not being ready, fear of failing something sacred, fear of being seen fully and falling short. God showed them that fear kept them silent, not lack of feeling. The angels want you to know this silence was not a dismissal of your worth. It was evidence of internal conflict. Some people withdraw when they care deeply because they fear mishandling what matters most. God is now teaching them that avoidance does not protect purpose. Surrender does. Another truth revealed in this letter is accountability. They began to see where they hesitated, where they delayed, and where they allowed uncertainty to override courage. This awareness did not come with condemnation. It came with humility. God corrects those He intends to mature. And this correction included how they handled you. The Bible confirms this refining process in Psalm 66:2-10. For you, God, tested us. You refined us like silver. Refinement is uncomfortable, but it produces clarity. This clarity changed how they perceive you now. The angels also say, this letter contains hope. Not fantasy, not assumption, but grounded hope. Hope that timing can still align. Hope that truth can still be spoken. Hope that God is not finished. Even if circumstances remain uncertain, this hope is rooted in trust rather than control. They are learning to release outcomes to God, to stop rehearsing fear, and to start preparing honesty. God is teaching them that delayed truth still carries power when released in the right season. Another important revelation is that this letter speaks of prayer. They prayed for your peace. They prayed for your healing. They prayed for your protection. Even when they were not present, they interceded. Prayer became the bridge when words failed. The Bible affirms this unseen connection in Romans 8:26. The Spirit helps us in our weakness. When we do not know what we ought to pray for, God translated what they could not express. And those prayers reached places conversation never could. The angels want you to understand that this letter does not bind you. It does not demand waiting, and it does not require sacrifice of your growth. Its purpose is clarity, not attachment, peace, not pressure, understanding, not confusion. Whether this letter is ever spoken aloud is secondary to what it has already accomplished. It softened hearts, it shifted perspective, and it brought truth into alignment with God's will. Right now, heaven is asking you to remain grounded. Do not romanticize silence, but do not misinterpret it either. Allow God to complete what He started. Trust that clarity will come in the form it needs to. If your heart feels calm rather than anxious as you listen, that is confirmation. God is not stirring this message to reopen pain. He is revealing it to bring understanding. The angels are now revealing what God is preparing next, and how this unsent letter connects directly to the season you are entering now. This is the part where understanding turns into positioning. Because revelation is not only meant to inform you, it is meant to prepare you. The angels say, God never reveals hidden truth without also creating space for peace. This letter was shown to you so that confusion would no longer have power over your heart. God does not want you carrying unanswered questions into your next chapter. He wants you walking forward with clarity, confidence, and emotional freedom. What God is preparing next is not chaos, not uncertainty, and not emotional back and forth. He is preparing resolution. Resolution does not always mean reunion. And it does not always mean separation. It means alignment with truth. It means whatever unfolds next will no longer be rooted in guessing. The angels reveal that God is aligning honesty. Words that were once locked behind fear are being loosened, not because pressure is applied, but because courage is growing. God is teaching that person and teaching you as well. That truth spoken in the right season heals rather than harms. The Bible confirms this divine process in John 8:32. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Freedom is what God is after right now. Freedom from wondering. Freedom from self-doubt. Freedom from carrying emotional weight that was never meant to be yours. The angels say, God is also restoring balance. If you carried more emotional weight before, that imbalance is being corrected. If you gave more understanding than you received, that gap is being closed. God is fair, and He is intentional. He does not allow genuine effort to go unseen or unrewarded. Another thing God is preparing is emotional safety, not emotional intensity, safety. A place where words can be exchanged without fear of misinterpretation. A place where honesty does not threaten connection. This safety may come through conversation, or it may come through closure. Either way, peace will be the result. The angels want you to know that your role now is not to chase answers. Your role is to remain grounded when your heart is grounded. Truth comes to you without force. God is asking you to stay open, but not anxious, hopeful, but not attached to a specific outcome. The Bible reassures this posture in Philippians 4-7, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. That guarding peace is settling over you now. You may feel lighter. You may feel calmer. You may feel less reactive. Those are signs that God is doing His part. The angels also say something important. This unsent letter does not define your future. It explains your past. Your future is still being written by God, not by someone else's fear or hesitation, whether this connection continues forward or gently resolves. It will do so with dignity and clarity. God is not leading you into emotional confusion. He is leading you into emotional maturity, and maturity brings peace even when answers arrive slowly. The angels reveal that gratitude is a key posture now. Gratitude for what you learned. Gratitude for what was revealed. Gratitude for what no longer has power over you. Gratitude shifts the heart from waiting to trusting. The Bible speaks to this posture in Romans 8:18. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. What you walked through refined you. What you felt deepened you. What you released strengthened you. Now, beloved soul, this is your moment to respond with intention. If this message brought clarity to your heart, like this video right now, because your support helps this anointed word reach others who are searching for answers. Comment below with the words, "I choose peace and truth," because your words matter and align your heart with God's work. Share this message with someone who may be carrying silent questions, because encouragement multiplies when shared. And subscribe to the Anointed Encouragement channel, turning on notifications, so you can receive daily words of angels that bring light, direction, and hope into your life. This channel exists to remind you that you are seen by heaven, guided by God, and never forgotten. Stay encouraged, stay grounded, and trust the process, because what God reveals, He also redeems.